Welcome to another edition of Vintage Drum Restoration Garage. And I found this pedal, this hi-hat pedal. This is Rogers 4402. The 4401 had the hinging footboard. This one has a solid footboard, and you can see it stands up off the ground. I think they call this the Buddy Rich model, but I could be stand corrected. That's I think that's what he used. Anyway, I'm going to refer to the catalog here. This is a 67 catalog, and I believe, I'm not sure Buddy was with them anymore. Yeah, he was. Okay, on the back cover there's Buddy and Louie. So shortly after that, Buddy left. So here's this hi-hat stand, Swivo Matic hi-hat stand. And this one shows the hinged heel. That's the 4401. And it also shows this band here on. I'm not sure what that band is all about. That's not on this hi-hat stand. Maybe you guys can chime in and tell me what that's all about. I'm not a real Rogers aficionado. But here's the 4402. It also shows that little, it's like a metal band with rubber underneath it. This one shows the one-piece footboard. And it says the hi-hat identical to 4401, but with one-piece footboard. So today I thought we'd completely disassemble this hi-hat stand as much as we can. It's sort of working. I don't know. It just feels real stiff. Needs a good cleaning. I'm going to completely disassemble it as much as I can. So I thought I'd bring you guys along with me on that disassembly. Well, of course, this stand did not come with a hi-hat clutch. And I was digging through my parts of, well, I keep my clutches all in one spot, all the American ones. And I think I found the right one. This looks like the original. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a little rough, but I think we can get it looking good. And I want to take this rod off of here, so I'm going to use this clutch as kind of a wrench, because this thing is like rusted on there, well, slightly. So I'm just going to turn it, and I think yeah, it's just really rusted on there. Okay, so we got the top moving. That's good. We're going to take all these sections apart, take that spring out of there, you know, clean everything. So there's the top rod and the top tube. It's got the tilter on there. That's good. So we're closer to home there. And I'm just going to start taking this thing apart, and I'll bring you back. I was looking at this, I was thinking of taking all these legs off and everything, but as you can see, there's a ring here that won't allow this to slip. Also, this has been, it looks like soldered on there. So that's not going to happen. And this top part here, actually it's threaded here. It's missing the set screw that goes in there, I believe. But it is attached, so, you know, we're going to only take this thing apart as much as we need to. We don't need to go nuts and take rivets out. So here's where we'll start. We've got these are 11/32 nuts on here. They're not 3/8, they're 11/32. So, or 11/32, how's that? So I've got two 11/32s, and I'm going to unwind this deal here. This stand probably hasn't been apart, and who knows, since it was made, who knows. Okay, so I've put both wrenches on each side of this rod here, and I've taken this nut off of here, right? It's loose, but to get this other side loose, you really need to double stack nuts. So I found the right nut here. I'm going to lock those together. That way we can, unscrew the, let me just show you here 1 second. So we're just locking these nuts together, just tightening them together real quick. And then that'll allow this to hold while I undo this other side. Let me get this tightened again. This one's got to go here. Okay, we got those two nuts off, and I put a screwdriver in here. I just kind of gently pull back on these, and I'll take that rubber out of there. Same thing over here. This one should just slide right off now. We got the rubber off of there. Now we've just got this section here, and the pedal is now free. Alright, so now what you got here is you got this rod that's going through this other rod, your hi-hat rod here, whatever you call it, and all you do is just push down here like you're activating the hi-hat and pull this rod out of here. There it is. That should allow this whole assembly to come out of here. I'm pulling it up right now, and here's the spring. And I'm going to you can see how filthy it is. And I'm going to clean the inside of the tube. And I'm going to put new grease in here, and this thing's going to work way better. Okay, now in here you got this little, looks sort of threaded really. It's just to hold the spring in place. And at the bottom, it goes through, it almost looks like a tension, the top of a tension rod hanging out of the bottom here. And I'm just going to remove that right now, because I want to clean everything. Yeah, look at it. It does look like a tension rod. As you can see, it's square. And it's got this, well, it's round up until it gets flat right here. I think that's to adjust the spring tension. So this flat here is like a cam, and it just catches inside the tube here. And so it's kind of ingenious. So to tighten your spring or loosen your spring, you just put a key in the bottom here. Of course, this goes in through the top. And this rod is hanging out here, the key, use your drum key, and you just tighten it up or loosen it. That's great. I like that. Now there's Ethel. She's always in here when I'm working. She's going to go over to her little house over there in the corner. So to clean all these, I could either use, I got some engine cleaner, that's good stuff. I could use brake parts cleaner, that cleans it up real good. So in this case, I'm just going to use this engine cleaner. clean all this dirt off of here. That's Ethel back there. And I'm also going to clean the inside of this because it is just filthy in there. So I'm just cleaning that. I don't know if you can see there. I'm just cleaning it out. So what I've done is I've got this brush, and I'm like cleaning the inside here. I've had it all the way down to the bottom here. These little they're actually for cleaning trumpets and brass instruments. And so I'm just cleaning all that out, and then I'll spray it again to get it really clean in there. Look at the stuff coming out of there. Look at that. So it's loaded with junk. And I suppose you can see it. Yeah, it's loaded with crap in there. That's okay. We're going to get this thing working. I'm going to take some air and blow the inside of these tubes out. Just try to get it as clean as I can. Before I put grease in there. Now I've cleaned the spring all up. And it's looking pretty good. I want to clean these. I'll probably run a tap in this because it was kind of rusty in there. I've just cleaned this adjusting rod, and you can see it's spinning really freely now, because that's the first thing that's going to get clogged just from being on stages throughout the years. Sorry, you probably couldn't see that. Anyways, it's moving really freely, and I believe it's left-handed threads. So there's that. I'm going to put it back in the tube here. Okay, that was a long road towards getting that adjusting screw in there. Oh boy, that was half-hour work there. Finally figured it out. Probably the best thing to do is not take it out, but I can't leave anything alone, so I took it out, cleaned it, and you have to put it together assembled, so you have to have the locking nut on there, because you can't put it in after, or the head sticks out here, and it would hit the floor and scratch your floor. So it's got to go inside anyway. You drop it down there, and then it's got to catch this flat spot. It's fun, guys. Try it out sometime. I've got the spring I got wheel bearing grease in there. I use this white stuff, and I put quite a bit on there. So I'm going to drop it down in the tube, and I want it to catch that adjuster deal there. It's got to go right inside of that rod. I think it is. Now I'm going to install. Yeah, now I'm going to install this part. But you can see that it's got a lot of wear here, and now I know why that rubber hose clamp was there, right in this area. To stop this thing from bashing up against these grooves here, that was making some marks in there. So I'm going to have to make my own little, looks like a stop is really what it is. And I'm going to install this part right now, if I can find the hole. There it is. Okay, got that in there. So I've got, I was telling you about that rubbing on that rod there, and what I did was I found this, looks sort of Rogersy. It was just in my my band clamps, and it was just here. It has this rubber on here. I don't see how that's gonna last. I mean, it's constantly banging up against there, but that's what I've got. Now I've taken the pedal apart. I've buffed it out, cleaned it up, and I took the bottom rod off here. It was all bent, and so I straightened it out. Now I have to decide. You can put your pedal forward, or you can move it several different ways, as you can see. Maybe some guys like it back a little bit further. I think I do myself, but whatever is going to make this thing operate smoother. I think I'm going to just go with it straight up and down like this, because I can always move it later. So that's the way I'm going to. You just tighten that little set screw on the bottom. Okay, it's the next day. I took this thing apart. That's bothering me, having these. See, I think these rubber washer things are supposed to hit up against this hose clamp and kind of soften the blow. Well, there was some space in between that and the little links here, so I'm going to fill those spaces up, put some bushings in there, and I think that's really the way it should work. So what I found is these rather thick washers. I figure 2 of them per side will work. I've got 1 on each side. I'm going to put 2. And that'll take up the slack on this. That way when I install these links on here, it'll be nice and tight on there. So let me install those. Oh yeah, look at that. That is really nice and tight now. Now nothing's moving side to side. When I put the nuts on here, I'm going to put a lock washer on each side too. I'm going to use these flat serrated washers on the outside here. I'll install them on each side. Whoops. There's that. And we'll put a nut on there. And then I think this thing is going to be nice and tight, the way it's supposed to be. Look at that, it's all nice and tight. There's no slop in here. You can see it's exactly, there's no slop in here, and that's what we want. So I think that's really what they had in mind, is those rubber washers hitting that hose clamp. That way there's no chance of it going through metal to metal. Let me show you how that sits. Now all the legs are sitting flat on my tabletop, and this part's sitting flat. I do not have the stopper on, and the pedal is sitting flat. So everything's sitting flat and smooth. It's rattling up here. So if you hear that rattling, that's because it's hitting up there. I don't have the tube on. Let me put the tube on. Well, there it is. I've completed this hi-hat stand. There's that clutch. Looks pretty nice on there. Works real good. And got the tilter on there. That works good. Got a little washer on the bottom here to hold it up. And it's a nice clean stand. My immediate reaction to this whole thing was, God, it's really smooth, quiet, and I kind of like it. So I'll probably check it out and see what I think of it, give it my final thoughts. But overall, I really like the stand. And thanks for visiting with me at the Vintage Drum Restoration Garage. And until our next meeting, take care.